Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, and the Michigan Wolverines continue the momentum on the 2024 class, landing four-star running back from the state of Ohio, Jadyn Marshall. This dude, according to 24/7's composite rankings, a top 100 dude, was part of that massively talented group that was visiting this weekend. Michigan heating up. Before we get into it again, we just want to say thank you to you guys. Michigan's been on an absolute heater, and you know the boys love talking Michigan football. I got my lucky socks. They're dirty, but it does not matter. You guys have been awesome with this sport. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We love chopping it up about Michigan ball. Really, nothing more the boys like than talking Michigan ball with everybody. So we appreciate the support. Subscribe if you do enjoy the content. Bill, lead us into it, baby.
I mean, this is the offseason I think Michigan fans wanted last year after we got, obviously the Big Ten title, beat Ohio State for the first time in forever. This is what you wanted to see in the offseason is get the recruiting way ramped up and we're doing it. And quite frankly, for me, Jim Harbaugh's bought infinite period of time for my loyalty. I will never criticize him, recruiting rankings, blah, blah, blah. He's earned it. For me, I'll go to bat for him no matter what. But that doesn't mean I don't like seeing big recruiting wins, especially against Ohio State.
That's what I want to get into is we were so outmatched going down to the state of Ohio and trying to beat Ohio State out for these recruits because we hadn't had much success against them. Now we're coming in back-to-back Big Ten champs, and again going up against Ohio State from the home state, right from Cincinnati, Ohio, and we pluck them out of the state of Ohio. That's the third recruit in this 2024 class that's committed to Michigan from the state of Ohio. I love the traction that we're getting from the state of Ohio. And the next thing I want to talk about, though, is the momentum in this 2024 class is truly special. I'm going to pull up a picture that they got to hang this up in Schemblecker Hall. So here we go.
A screensaver. I look at it every day, and I just get so excited.
You have to. So Jadyn Marshall right here, right? We have him locked in. Jadyn Davis, top 50 nationally player, Brady Peacorn, and then Blake Frazier here. The amount of talent they had this weekend up in Ann Arbor was massive. And from all the beat writers, all the coaches were tweeting out the emojis. You got to think it went very well. We had a lot of prospects up 2 weekends ago as well. This 2024 class is looking awfully nice for Michigan.
And the real excitement is you got the dominoes to fall. Jadyn Marshall was certainly up there with top priority type guys who you want to get early and start building the class up. And it makes you feel a little more confident about Blake Frazier and that all that media talk wasn't just smoke. Okay, they had all these guys up here. It didn't go well. If you don't start seeing the recruitings commits start materializing, you're like, oh, well, everyone was just lying. The beat reporters are hyping us up and it was all fake or whatever. But now, obviously, this certainly helps my confidence. The Brandon Hillman news obviously was certainly helped it. So,
I'm all Jadyn Marshall. Tell me, looking at Jadyn Marshall, you're not thinking Blake Corum. A thick lower half. This dude has phenomenal straight line speed, but he's the all-purpose running back that Michigan loves. The bruiser running backs who have thick lower bodies that kind of keep the legs turning. I think it's perfect because you have Donovan Edwards coming back to Blake Corum. We're turning into run back RBU, if you want to say. And then the last thing I want to talk about is just taking a look at the crystal balls for Michigan for the remaining players. And what we're going to talk about, we've been talking about Jadyn Davis a lot, crystalled here to Michigan by multiple people. And then his top 100 wide receiver from Providence Day. I love that as a package deal. Top 200 offensive tackle Blake Frazier. His dad went to school. Max Anderson, they've been tweeting at each other a lot. Both of them have locked in their official visits. Aaron Childs, multiple crystal balls from Michigan. Brian Robinson, another cat from Youngstown, Ohio. And you have another running back, 5'10", 205, Taylor Tatum, who's a top 50 national dude at that running back position. Michigan has shown they can support multiple good running backs on their roster. So even with Jadyn Marshall committing, I don't think you're ruling Taylor Tatum out for Michigan either.
No, you certainly aren't. Do I think it probably decreases the likelihood in all honesty? Yeah, because those two are, they're both the top 10 running backs in the country. I'm sure they want to both be bell cows, and obviously there is only one ball. It's not to say Michigan can't support the two, but it's you got the guy. You got one of the guys. You probably thought you needed one. We already have one. I mean, obviously, Jadyn Davis is the real big fish out there, and the guy we probably most need, if you will. But I don't know. There's nothing like no way taking me down. I'm so pumped again. Like the on the field's been really good. The recruiting, the people have been clamoring all the time. That's turning up. It's all turning up Michigan. It's great.
It's all turning up Michigan. And I guess the last thing I want to know on the Jadyn Marshall recruitment is Mike Hart. Obviously, I think he's going to turn into a phenomenal recruiter. He's been solid already, but again, like a lot, especially like us. I remember like growing up and watching Mike Hart. At one point, he was my favorite Michigan Wolverine. Legend. The other guy I want to know, Steve Klinskell. I mean, just absolutely getting it done. He's a second-year recruiter on Jadyn Marshall. We are starting to see guys like Mike Hart, Sharon Moore, Steve Klinskell, Jesse Minter. Like, and then what I want to know, Matt Weiss was a phenomenal on-the-field coach. Kirk Campbell seems to be, from what I'm hearing, a better relationship builder.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to like get, and I'm just getting a little conspiratorial, but it's starting to make me think they wanted Matt Weiss out. They wanted Kirk Campbell in because at the end of the day, they need to recruit that position. And
Matt Weiss was a phenomenal coach, but he wasn't necessarily a great recruiter. And so he's more of a
guy. That's where he cut his teeth in the NFL. And the NFL guys, they don't typically love the recruiting grind.
Yeah, and I think he's a better fit for the pro world. But you're starting to see. So Jim Harbaugh, obviously the man up top, but he's surrounding himself with a lot of young coaches who are very active on the recruiting trail. And that's when you look at the other top programs, Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, they all have really young bucks who are really good at building those relationships with those 16, 17-year-old kids in high school. Michigan is starting to kind of get that way. Like, gone are the days where you have Don Brown kind of leading the charge for recruiting. You got younger, more energetic assistant coaches who are really starting to get some traction in the recruiting world, getting a little bit more experience on the recruiting trail as well. Very optimistic about Michigan in this 2024 class. And hey, Jadyn Davis, you're next. I guess the Dirty Sox are staying on until Jadyn Davis commits. So Jadyn Davis, you're on the clock. Let's see the tweet. But again, wanted to get a quick update here. This 2024 class, truly, truly special. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Go Blue. Peace.